We are about to embark on an adventure into the realm of the Orome Valar TH50D Wheelset. Now strap yourselves in because things are about to get really interesting. Spoke tension, check. Dimensions, check. Hubs, check. Tyre installation, double check. Think of me as your sarcastic guide leading you through the treacherous world of carbon wheel info and a quick road test at the end. So what do you get for the $800 price tag? Now firstly, these wheels are packaged to withstand a world war. They've been on quite a journey to get here, so kudos, no damage at all. Inside the box you'll find the Dynamic Duo, two glorious wheels ready to transform your ride.
Bring it on!
Now the package also includes 4 spare spokes and 4 spare spoke nipples, just in case you feel like playing wheel surgeon. The only downside, my tubeless loving friends, no tubeless valves included, but hey, who needs them? Let's embrace the vintage charm of inner tubes. Cue all the comments down below. Now first things first, these are disc brake wheels. You can see the center lock on the hub, but vintage rim brake lovers, don't fret, the Orome Valar come in a rim brake option as well, because who says you can't embrace the classics? Cue even more comments down below. These wheels are ready to go tubeless, and all you need are some valves around £15 and some tubeless tape, which is around £8. Now the carbon effect on these wheels is simply mesmerizing. There's something hypnotic about the way the carbon weave catches the light. We all know that looking good is half, 80% of the battle. Now they may be great to look at, but we need to uncover the truth with a fine tooth comb and see if they are as impressive in performance as they are in appearance. Now with a name like TH50D, you know we're talking about a 50mm deep wheel here. That is true for both front and rear wheels, keeping things balanced and symmetrical. For the front wheel, my trusty measurements revealed the following: 50.3, 50.3, 50.4 and 50.3. Consistency is key, and it looks like these wheel measurements are playing nicely in the same ballpark. Here is what we got on the rear: 50.3, 50.6, 50.4 and 50.5. So overall we are still looking good. Let's now turn our attention to the inner rim width, a crucial factor in the world of wheel performance, with the inner width getting wider and wider these days.
Oh man, that's huge.
Now the inner width on these wheels is a claimed 22mm, so let's dive into the measurements and see how these wheels fare. Starting with the rear, we have 22.9, 23mm, 22.8 and 22.8. While they are very close to each other, they are slightly larger than the claimed 22. But fear not, my friends, this is a minor difference and doesn't really pose any significant issue. Moving on to the front measurements, we have 22.4, 22.5, 22.6 and 22.4. These measurements are all looking good as well, but similar to the rear wheel, there is a slight overage. Let's see if the outer rim width matches the claimed 29mm. On the front we've got 28.6, 28.7, another 28.7 and finally 28.8. Switching to the rear, we're seeing numbers in the neighborhood of 28.9, 28.9, 29 and 28.9. So again, looking pretty consistent. Next up on our investigative tour, we'll take a gander at the spokes. Now these chaps are made from stainless steel and are connected to a straight pull hub. In English, that means they are pulled straight from the hub to the rim without any J-bend in the spoke. Now the layout of these spokes is a bit like a dance where they cross each other twice in a nimble two-step. It's worth noting that we've got standard visible spoke nipples here as well, which means that truing the wheel is less of a headache. No need to play surgeon and remove the tyre or the tubeless setup just to adjust any spokes. The spokes are circular, and if we count them up like a flock of sheep, we've got 12 spokes on both sides of both wheels, so 24 spokes on each wheel. No more, no less.
24.
It's time to reveal the intriguing results of our spoke tension checks for the front wheel. Armed with a digital spoke tension meter, courtesy of a daring purchase from AliExpress, and aided by the trusty Part Tools app, let's dive right in. Starting on the front wheel from the left side, tensions were measured from the valve, with tensions ranging from 1.94 to 2.51. Each spoke plays its part in maintaining the structural integrity of this highly engineered, highly strung donut. Moving on to the right side, tensions remained steady, ranging from 1.83 to 2.16. The harmony between the spokes was all good. And now the moment of truth. I'm happy to report that all the spoke tensions fall within the 5% tolerance range, ensuring a stable and reliable wheel. How lovely.
I'm so happy.
With the trusty digital spoke tension meter still in hand, we set out to measure tensions on both sides of the rear wheel. Again, starting from the valve, we discover a range of tensions from 1.5 to 1.84. Shifting our focus to the right side, which is the drive side, we can see the tension values ranging from 2.34 to 2.59. Now the drive side tensions are generally higher from my understanding because it's dealing with all that power you put through the drive chain. You can feel the tension on that one. The tension values for both sides of the rear wheel pass the 5% tolerance test. It's a symphony of balanced tensions.
All right, now I'm starting to sense a little tension.
For our Trueness checks, we are still using the AliExpress True-In stand. What a great purchase that was. With the rear wheel in the stand, to check the radial trueness, I gently, ever so gently, press the metal inwards towards the wheel. It's a subtle dance between tool and wheel. The goal? We're looking for a consistent scraping sound. That means our wheel is a perfect circle, not some wannabe oval shape. Rolling out our trusty micrometer dial, we are about to scrutinise the vertical trueness with a little more accuracy. Here's how. We spin the wheel to find the lowest point. And this becomes our 0 point where we set the micrometer. Once zeroed, we can spin the wheel again, this time looking for the greatest deviation from 0. On our dial, the largest deviation was just 21 notches. That translates to a minuscule 0.21 millimeters. Basically nothing. Next up, lateral trueness. This is just a fancy term for that side to side wobble or movement. We'll employ the power of our ears first by bringing in the rubber jaws close to the wheel. We follow the same principle here, setting the micrometer to 0 at the lowest point. The reading we got was 31 notches maximum deviation, which equates to 0.31 millimeters. That's less than the thickness of a few human hairs.
Very thin.
Onto the front wheel, starting with the radial trueness, or roundness should I say. First we listen to the symphony. It's not Beethoven, but it sounds pretty solid. Bringing the micrometer into the mix, give the wheel another spin. The reading we got was 21 notches. In other words, it's pretty damn good. Now onto the lateral trueness test. By bringing the rubber jaws closer to the wheel, we can detect just a smidgen of run out, hardly anything. The micrometer confirmed a microscopic 17 notches of run out. That might be the most aligned front wheel that I've reviewed thus far. Now we can move on to the hubs, the nerve center of the wheel. Now our hubs are a ratchet style, not your standard pull and spring style. We've got smooth end caps, which are a dream come true for carbon dropouts. Starting with the front hub, treat your eyes to these shots of the wheel spinning. I know, right? It's mesmerizing, isn't it? I can confirm there's no grinding sound. The wheel spins as smooth as a well-oiled fidget spinner. I spin the wheel in my hands too, and everything I'm feeling is smooth sailing. And it's the same song and dance for the rear hub as well. Just between you and me, there's something deeply satisfying about this. I might be having a bit too much fun here spinning this wheel.
He's acting very strangely.
Now one little caveat. This hub has a serious case of loudmouth when freewheeling. If stealth is your thing, this hub might just blow your cover. The age-old debate, tube or tubeless. Now with these wheels you have the power of choice. I took the road less travelled these days and went for inner tubes, mainly because I'm testing the 32mm tyres and they may be changed if I don't get on with them, so I want that to be a smooth and easy process. These wheels did cooperate and the fitment was pretty straightforward, no tantrums, just a smooth setup. Now for the curious amongst you, there is a detailed chronicle of the entire wheel setup in the full build video. I'll drop a link in the description below. Now in terms of tyre compatibility, you've got quite the range as well, and I must say, the 32mm tyres paired with these rims is actually quite good. And I'll tell you, the minute I got these babies rolling, I knew that I was in for a treat. They spun up quicker than a DJ at techno rave, providing that sensation of getting more roll for your pedal strokes. Is a bit like trading your regular coffee for an espresso. It's not the easiest to explain, it's more of a feeling when you ride. The stiffness of the frame paired with these Orome wheels also delivered on acceleration, because as soon as you lay down the power, they respond. No delay, just instantaneous like forward motion. Comfort wise, they've really nailed it, which might come as a surprise given their depth, but with the 32mm tyre, these wheels felt like kind of like a luxury sedan. Now I wasn't sure about the 32mm tyres at first on a bike like this, a sort of race bike. I've always gone for 28s, but for the type of riding I actually do, this may be the best choice, because comfort is fast. In terms of handling, I'm still getting acquainted with the bike as a whole, so I haven't really thrown them into any sharp corners or challenged them with a quick cha-cha slide yet, but from the initial impressions, these wheels inspire confidence. Now you know all the deep secrets of the Orome Valar TH50D wheelset, you may also like this review of the Windspace Hyper wheelset, just as in-depth and just as much sarcastic humour. Now subscribe for more videos inbound. I'll catch you in the next one.